we're going to go to Florence and Canon City, and on the way, might check into a couple of spots we heard about had some sightings. So, with me, I have a very excited Caspian, and I have Charcoal, my mom's dog, because my parents are going down the Mississippi, and they're in New Orleans right now after going down the Mississippi on a steamboat ship. So they're having a great cruise and a great time. So we've been watching their dog. Oh boy. Yeah, that's been fun. Anyway, but my mom told me when I talked to her yesterday that they were somewhere in Mississippi that they saw that had a bunch of Bigfoot sightings and a lot of Bigfoot, Sasquatch paraphernalia, advertising, museums or something. So that was interesting. So anyway, I have with me, Travis, who was driving, and Sam. I think he's barely awake. So we will see what we see. Okay, so now we're going down Rock Creek, and I'm sticking my hand out the window. And what? I'm going to hold this in two hands. Okay, and it's a rough road. We want to be careful because our windshield is broken. And it fixed tomorrow. I was joking earlier that this one is like Bilbo because he is Caspian's uncle, and Caspian over there is Frodo. But I don't think we're going to Mordor.
Not Mordor.
It's nice to get away because we've been working really hard. Very proud of Sam because he's been doing some 3D modeling for a duplex.
Yeah.
Yes, it did. So it's nice to get out. And I don't remember if I mentioned it's Father's Day, but this is our Father's Day outing. So we like to get out and about, explore around. I think
It's right here.
stop.
Right here.
Park, no trespassing. Nope,
What?
it's private. And we are back at 1:15. And our next stop is Barrett Road, where there was an exciting encounter back in 2009. All right, we will see what happens. Okay, so now we're going up. Oh, yeah, it's terrible. We're gonna go up and check out this preserve. There's apparently a trailhead up there, but again, this is just a scouting trip, so we will see. We kind of fooled at first. We thought it was a neighborhood, I mean a private place, but yeah, here's this Aiken Canyon. It does get to a private gate up there. Okay, so we're at Aiken Canyon Preserve. Does it go up to those hills? There's some. No, there it goes. There's some red rocks over there. I wonder if it goes over there.
Like,
No pets. Can't even go there
no
anyway.
pets.
No pets.
Right. Oh gosh.
Yes.
No. Thou shalt not. Thou shalt not. Thou shalt not bring pets. Hold on.
Well, this is why we're scouting things out. If we wanted to go on this trailhead, we would have to not bring Caspian, which might
Thou
be kind
shalt
of
not bring
rude.
Caspian.
But yeah, there's some really neat red rocks over there.
No dogs allowed.
No dogs allowed. And that is an exclusive place.
HOA.
Oh yay, an HOA. Yeah, so that was Aiken Canyon. Okay, so now we're turning on Barrett Road, and on a YouTube show called Modern Explorer, there is a gentleman named Glenn, I can't remember his last name, and he did a video about a sighting here in 2009 by a trucker just around here. So I'm not sure exactly where the sighting was, but it was on the side of the road, and it's a very interesting sighting. Now there's also a state wildlife refuge area here, so we're going to explore to see how we can find it. That might be a good future site. Again, we're not going to do anything today with these two little critters with us, and we're just scouting things out, like I said. So we will see what happens. Okay, so we came to a dead end. There was a private road going to a quarry, and we can't go there, but
So,
that is
no-goes, I guess.
it's a no-go, right?
No-go.
Because those are private. But that is Table Mountain. Now, I have heard Glenn say on Modern Explorer that there's a lot of stuff going on around here. So Table Mountain in particular, and around Barrett Road, all along this interesting area. And that way to the east is Fort Carson, and that's a vast area. There's probably stuff going on there too, who knows. But but Sam is saying that you actually have to enter this preserve through Canon City, and it's a dirt road, and right now because of our windshield situation, we don't really want to be in dirt roads. We don't want to make it worse and have a bad thing happen to us. So anyway, but that, yeah, just look up Modern Explorer and you will find all sorts of interesting videos, and I'll be talking more about some sightings in this area that we are going to. And in fact, in some videos, about 5 or 6 videos back, I did a whole episode on us going through Canon City and going up the canyon, and there was a sighting there. I believe it was in February or March of this year, 2023. All right, so we are going to go back to the highway and probably make our way to Florence. So I will be checking in again when we get to Florence. Okay, so that is probably the preserve that I was talking about. Kind of loud, I know, with the window open. But from what I heard, Skagway is up there somewhere. Sam and I were at Skagway Reservoir about a month ago. We went to a conference and went on a Bigfoot quest with a bunch of people. So apparently the trail goes all the way down here, but I'm not sure. I have not done the research for this. But just thought I'd let you know ago, Sam and I came down and we investigated where this sighting took place and drove around and drove into the hills that are in the background that you can't quite see. But yeah, we're gonna come across where the sighting was here in a few minutes. But Florence is a nice little town, and it has a lot of antique stores. And no, it's not Florence, Italy, it's Florence, Colorado. But last year also we had one of our live action role play events here. We gave, I guess what you call a clinic. We taught the kids how to play, how to make swords out of PVC pipe and pipe foam, and then played some games with them, some ditch battling games. So that was really, really fun. And then Travis and I came down here last May for a getaway, and we stayed in bed and breakfast. I'll show you where that was. And of course, last year it was snowing in May. All right, so I think that we're coming to the point. I know there's a little bridge with a gully under it. Not quite there yet. Maybe have to get through this light. So, but anyway, Florence is a really interesting, fun little small town. I really like it. It's very close to Canon City, and like I said, lots of good antique thrift stores here. Lots of good ones. So let's see. We're getting close. We're getting close. Yeah. So if you see that white, sort of white fence right there, we're gonna pass it. I believe that it was right there. And then the people who saw it were at a donut shop. Back then it was a donut shop. And we're gonna pass it here. And we're almost there, we're almost there. And it is right there. We're passing it right now. So that is actually, they were standing outside the donut shop, which was right there. And that's when they saw it. So interesting. And there's a stream there, there's a gully, and I'm pretty sure they just followed the gully east to what's called the Wet Mountains, which are over that direction. All right, so yeah, this is a fun place to shop. In fact, I found a beautiful antique couch here last May. All right, well, we will see what happens. I think we're heading to our picnic site. Okay, so we're passing the bed and breakfast that Travis and I stayed at, the Red Rosebud. There we go. There we go. We just passed it. But that bed and breakfast has an interesting history because Jane Fonda and Robert Newman? Oh my gosh. No, Robert Redford, sorry. They did a movie there, and they stayed in that bed and breakfast, and they absolutely loved it. Now, just out of curiosity, I watched the movie. I didn't think much of it. I'm not a big Jane Fonda fan, because when I was growing up, my dad was in the service during Vietnam. He didn't go to Vietnam, even though he wanted to. He was more like instructing pilots and things like that at that era. And Jane Fonda, if you know the history, did some really horrible things to the Vietnam service people. So people who are in the service at that time do not like Jane Fonda, so I have some of that bias, having grown up in the Air Force. All right, so we are heading now to Pioneer Park, and that is going to be on this side. Yeah, it's a nice little park by the river. Here we go. What we need is a little water to let these dogs splash around in. Wow, and there's just hardly anybody here, but I don't know about near the river. Yeah, this is Pioneer Park. Or no, I should say, sorry, I'm wrong. It was Pathfinder, isn't it? believe it was Pathfinder. You have to go that way.
Back home.
Yeah. Whoa, shaky. Yeah, there is not very many people out here. Ha.
Over there.
Yeah. I don't know about near the river. Yes. No. Only for the restroom, but hopefully I don't need it right now. But yeah, that's where we did the LARPing last March, a year ago, March, on that field, and had a great time. We had like a lot of kids, like 20 or so. Pathfinder Regional Park, and that in that pavilion there is where we did the made the swords. So it turned out really well. Something that Sam and I need to do again is one of those LARPing clinics. So if you live in Colorado and you're interested, then hey, leave a message. It's fun for kids. So anyway, this is where we're going. Okay, so we made it to the river. I'm assuming, is this the Arkansas?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the Arkansas River, and Sam's setting up our little picnic site while we took the dogs out, and Caspian had a great time soaking in the river here. Charcoal is too afraid. He won't go near at all. So it's really funny. But yeah, this is the Arkansas River. Travis and I came down here last May and explored, walked around here. So we are, oh, he is having a blast over there. Look at that. Oh my goodness, look at him. He's having a blast. He loves it. I'm sure it feels really good. Now let's see, what is Charcoal doing? Charcoal, Charcoal won't hardly go in the water at all. He's too scared. But Caspian absolutely loves it. All right, well, we might go back and see what Sam's up to. We just had lunch. Sometimes a good old peanut butter sandwich and some ruffle chips really hits the spot. But there's a lot of bugs here. I don't know how long will last, but there's Sam taking Caspian over to the river again. So, and if you had seen my community post from a month ago or so, Caspian was attacked by our neighbor's pit bull, and Travis was walking him back home and was almost to our driveway when the dog escaped from his yard and came bolting down to attack Caspian. Yeah, it just took 7 seconds, and the thing was, it was good that Travis had the presence of mind to lift the harness up, lift his leash up in the harness so that the pit bull could not get his throat. He got Caspian's leg, top of the leg, and there's some puncture wounds there. There's some bite marks there, and excuse me, there was some muscle damage. So Caspian couldn't walk for a little bit, but he's mostly fine now. He was shaved around there. If you go scroll down and look at my community page, you'll see a picture of poor little Caspian all bloody. He's looking better now, and this was actually our first outing since that all happened. So, and we haven't taken him for a walk or anything. So this is really good. But he got checked out. We took him to the emergency vet. We got sedated, and they took good care of him. And then a few weeks ago, we took him to a follow-up with a vet, and he's doing good. So, but it was really scary, and I literally, you know, if you heard me say, if you watched any of my videos, you probably heard me say I'm more scared to walk around my own neighborhood than I am the mountains, and it is literally true. And when I told my neighbor that I was traumatized, we were traumatized from being around outside, even in our own yard, she was very dismissive. And the right thing to do was to call the the animal welfare, animal law enforcement. Yeah, so we did. And what was so funny, here they come. What was so funny is that we were standing on the porch on our deck with the police officer, and there was our neighbors saw us talking to the police officer, and they got in their truck with the dog and went away. But the next week, this was around Memorial Weekend, the next week, I think on Tuesday, they served a warning to the neighbors. And we had to do it because we have our LARPing group over at our house, and we were having a camp that following week. And we had to tell them that what they did was serious and they needed to pay attention. And if that dog, that pit bull, hurts somebody else, then its days are numbered for sure. So yeah, that's the saga. And there he is, all upset that Sam is walking away. How dare he? So anyway, that is the saga of what happened to Caspian. But as you can tell, he is pretty much totally on the mend. Just, he needs a good grooming is what he needs. All right, so, well, I don't know. We're going to hang around here and see what happens next. And fight off the bugs. Yeah, right.
You want to do that?
Okay, so we are going, I don't know where, just driving around. We went for a nice little walk. Caspian got to go into the river a few more times. And this one, yeah, we decided to call him Grumpy. He's so grumpy. And Sam is creeped out by that place because there was a guy who he overheard said F you to somebody. There was a disgusting bathroom with a lot of gross graffiti. Well, and it was just gross, period. And then we saw this strange van with a mother driving and a kid screaming, and there was no window in the back. And then, of course, there was all the bugs. We are for sure creeped out. But we had a nice time despite that. At least we got out. So I'm not sure exactly what we're doing from here. We shall see. All right, so here we are, Texas Creek. We're very close to a sighting that happened in February or March. And we had done a video about that a couple of months ago, but I wanted to check out this BLM sign and see what it says. But we're gonna pass the spot here any time now. I think it's up, still up, maybe this part here, maybe? I don't remember. I don't see any signs. No, it wasn't this. I don't know. I think it might have been this right here. Was it this field?
Okay, what about? I think so.
But I don't see any signs. I think it was over that way where the sighting took place. And the person was standing over around there. But what those signs... Oh, I see a sign. All right. It says warning something. That's all I see. But yeah, it was over here somewhere. And Sam is yawning like crazy. So if we see another one of those signs, we might need to turn around and go back. I think there's a bunch of trails in those hills. Oh, I saw it. You might need to like circle back. I know, I'm a pain. Oh, there it is. There it is. Stop. Wait, that's all? It just says warning underground cable. That's literally what it says. Is that what all it says? Those signs?
Well, okay, what?
So I thought it said something about BLM land, meaning Bureau of Land Management, not to be confused with the other BLM. But I guess I was wrong. It just has to do with underground cables. But the question is, how do you get back there? Oh, good. I thought you were going to go in that driveway. Alright, so now I solved the mystery. So now the question is, how do you get back there? And we don't have the car to be doing that right now, especially with the good old cracked windshield we have to fix. And our other truck, we need to make sure that checks out. So we're kind of stuck. And plus we've got these two dogs. Two dogs. So yeah, I don't know that we want to go anywhere in them thar hills. But so we ended up in Buena Vista, and the guys are going to a burger shop to get some burgers and fries while I have both dogs. And that dog was shrieking quite a bit. But anyway, Buena Vista is a beautiful little town. If you ever get a chance, you should check it out. Mount Princeton, it's just down the road. That is a hot springs, and Travis really loves that place. We spent a lot of time there as well. So, and then of course, up Cottonwood Pass is the St. Elmo ghost town, and that would be a great place for Bigfooting. One of these days we'll get over there. And then there's Leadville, which is up the road from here over Independence Pass, and that would be awesome too. All these wonderful future plans. So, but for now we will enjoy our time in the park by the river, eating burgers and fries for Father's Day. Okay, so we had some burgers and french fries. We sat in the park, we walked around the park, we took care of our business. And now we are heading back to Colorado Springs. So we had a fun day. Can't say it was exactly Bigfooting, of course, but sometimes it's just nice to get out of the house, because as a work-at-home family, when we're at home, it just seems like we're obligated to work. So it's a nice break, and we will see what happens from here. Here we are going to South Park. We're overlooking South Park. It's such a beautiful view here. Oh wow. What lake is that?
This will probably be the best we've seen it.
Yes.
Because
it's so green.
it's green, yeah.
And over that way is Kenosha Pass. Yes. So now we're going to go on Highway 24. But if we were to go to straight, we would go to Fairplay, and then over Kenosha Pass, and then to Bailey, where the Sasquatch outpost is. But we are going east, and I can't remember what reservoir that is. Huh? Oh, Antero. Oh, okay, that's right. That's right. Yes, so it is really pretty right now. I just love South Park. Yes, well, no, there was one year coming back from somewhere and it was so dry. Oh my gosh, it just looked like stubble.
The best we've seen.
Yeah, this is really good. Cattle really having a grand time, and I think I see Colorado antelope, which are actually called something else, but I forget. So anyway, beautiful, beautiful. Here we go. So we just came west of South Park, the little town, or Hartselle or something, and we saw a bunch of cars stopped in the middle of the highway, and it was obviously a wreck. And I looked over to my side, on the side of the road, and there was a big cinnamon bear on its back, and it's going like this, like, you know, going back and forth. Now I think it was hurt. I think that somebody ran into it and heard it. And then when we got to that little town of Hartselle, we saw an ambulance go back. But oh my gosh, and there was a ton of people on the side of the road. Oh my, that was a shocker. But I feel so bad for that bear. It was really, really sad. I tell ya, Sasquatch Mom is gonna lecture, right guys?
Okay.
Don't go too fast on these highways in the mountains. Oh my gosh. You could run into a deer, you could run into a bear, or a Bigfoot. Yes, but that was a bear, and it just makes me so sad that poor bear. Oh, I don't know. I hope it's all right. Okay, well, that was an unexpected happening for sure. Okay, now we have gone over Wilkerson Pass, and look at that view of Pikes Peak. Gorgeous. We are going to go down a road that we have hiked off of before. I know it's past my husband's bedtime, but he's willing to do this, so...
You're not trying to hike, are you?
No. So, who knows? I keep thinking about that bear I saw. That's the most freakiest thing I've ever seen. Oh my gosh. So, hey, who knows what we'll see. Alright, well, I better get off so I can tell him where to turn. Okay, so now we're going down County Road 90. We've done this before and did a hiking, went hiking near Badger Flats. If you go back in my videos, I have one about our expedition at Badger Flats. So it's just a little road, it intersects with the road that goes to 11 Mile and so forth. So, and I know there have been sightings around 11 Mile. So anyway, it's an interesting place. I think the mountains call us more than anything. You know? Well, Sam asked me what would I do if it was a Sasquatch. And I said, you know, the bear I saw, if it was in fact a Sasquatch. And I said that I would be screaming and I'd be like, stop, stop. And then Sam asked me if it really was a bear. And I said, yes, I know what a bear is. I grew up in the West. I know what a bear is. So, but that's kind of funny to think. What if it was a Sasquatch? Yeah, I'd be screaming and then I'd be saying, stop, stop. And I'd probably jump out of the car. I don't know. Just kind of a funny thought. But that would be really sad if a Sasquatch was run over. Oh my gosh. But no, it was not a Sasquatch. It was a bear. So is this the hill that we were hiking on? I think it might be, yeah. Oh, it's a nice little place. Of course, that time we were without the dog or dogs.
You were without?
Yes, we left Caspian at home.
Oh,
Yes.
no bad.
I know. It was a very peaceful, quiet walk. But yes, I think we're close or something. I'm not sure. That was a fun day.
Don't crash into anything.
Yeah, right. Especially a Bigfoot or a bear. Yeah.
Expected on this road, but find out in a second.
Okay. I think that's where we parked, right there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just to the back.
Yeah.
Oh.
But today, somehow everything feels lighter, doesn't it, dear?
It feels lighter.
I mean, because... Oh, actually, that was where we were.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Because we had been under so much stress, mainly with cash flow, being self-employed, and trying to get this job done, and not knowing what was going to happen, and I was on edge all the time, and I just felt like I had this big cloud over me. And then, oh, there were so many times where I prayed and I cried to God to help us, and sometimes, quite frankly, I didn't know where he was, because it was just really tough. And then last week, I cried out to God, and I, at the same time, I moved forward in faith. That's my motto, just move forward in faith. So I sent an invoice to our client that we've been working for, even though they didn't technically have to pay us yet. guess what? They did. And I just kind of think it's funny that I didn't really expect the prayer to be answered, but it was. And so I remember the next morning I woke up and I thought, what's different? I almost tried to think that I had that cloud over me, but it was gone. And it's not easy. Still not easy. We have lots of needs to take care of, like when you got to fix the truck and lots of bills and stuff like that. But there's a lot more work ahead for Travis, and I continue to think about how I can change my business to get it to grow. And the live action role playing is going well, and that's going to resume in the fall. And I made some more sales on that. So, but I'm just really grateful that God heard my prayers and He answered that, because as I've said many times, the monster is not lurking in the woods that we're really afraid of. It's the monster of our circumstances, and even more than that, the monster that's inside of us. And sometimes, as I discovered, that monster was depression, and it was a tough one to vanquish. I'm not saying that, I can't say for sure I vanquished it entirely, nor can I say that I'll never have any kind of adversity again, because I'm sure it will come. It's some kind of way, shape, or form, but adversity helps us to grow and to grow in our faith, because it builds those faith muscles, and that's what's really important. And one thing that I learned from, and that I taught in the live action role playing, was from 1 Corinthians 13, abide in faith, hope, and love. Thank you for that, Sam. Okay, all that background noise. Here we are back at Lake George, and this place has had sightings as well. In fact, I know somebody who knew someone who was staying in a cabin here and saw a Bigfoot. I can't remember who that was. I don't remember. Somebody that I don't think that I'm in touch with anymore. But I thought that was interesting. So, but this is probably going to be the last leg of our trip, and next stop we will be home. And I'm sure Travis, it will be bedtime.
Soon.
Yep. Are you gonna go swimming tomorrow?
Probably.
So yeah. So we will carry on our work tomorrow. Alright, well, that was a fun little diversion. Okay, so we are back in town and we're 5 minutes from home. We had a really fun Father's Day. Got a few ideas of where to go on some expeditions. And now we are, hopefully Sam and I will get to go on a Bigfoot hike this week. It depends on the weather and when I need to take charcoal back to my parents. So that we will see, and then we're planning something extra special, but we have a lot of work to do before then, so we will see what happens. But we're all tired. We had a good Father's Day. I hope you had a good Father's Day. And I will see you next time. This is Sasquatch Mom. Have a squatch-tastic day.